Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to Wander VODs. I don't know if this is going to be my first series or if I'm going to put something else up before this one, but I have been wanting to play Pacific Drive ever since I played the demo for it like 2 years ago. And unfortunately, it did not perform well on the main WanderBots channel, to the point where I actually wanted to make a third channel, a side channel specifically so I could do some playthroughs of games that I wouldn't be able to put up on the main channel because I want to see the endings of them. And I've been obsessed with this game ever since I played that demo. I've been obsessed with this game ever since the DLC came out. And so I figured, sure, let's make another channel. Let's do a playthrough. Let's do a Let's Play. I haven't done a Let's Play in ages. I mean, okay, I have. I've done some, but they're kind of like the weird one-off videos until I'm done, rather than like a syndicated series that I really intended to play through to the end. Anywho, Pacific Drive, if you haven't seen it before, is an extraction roguelite. It is a kind of roguelite-ish, though there are some things that it doesn't have that would make it like really roguish in my book, but I don't want to be too much of a stickler there. Where you were driving a old station wagon into a SCP-infested, walled-off section of Washington State to solve the mysteries there and deal with the SCPs and help out characters. It's neat. I had a lot of fun with this one. And I guess if you notice, this is actually going to be the final video that I'm recording on this one. I actually did the full playthrough and then I'm looping back around to do the first. Oh, that's fun. I like the fact that you can jumpstart, skip the intro, but no. Yeah, I'd recorded the first video on this years ago and it's not up to date. So we're starting over for this playthrough, which I'm filming immediately after finishing the main game. I'm not going to talk spoilers or anything like that. Ooh, this is fun. I did not actually realize there's as much... These are all new things that were added later on. So you can actually do Pacific Drive. You can change like how much damage you take, resource. Ooh, yeah, these are fun. We're just going to do Pacific Drive, standard experience. I actually don't know what difficulty I was on for my playthrough. I think it was Pacific Drive with some tweaks. In 1947, the Olympic Peninsula became the staging ground for a promising new technology. As rumors of its utopian creation spread, so did stories about overnight evacuations, unsolved disappearances, and unnatural encounters. In 1955, the government walled off a section of the peninsula to establish the Olympic Exclusion Zone. For 30 years, the zone's borders grew until the government withdrew and sealed every access point. What stops it from expanding? I don't actually know if they really, yeah, what happened inside was never disclosed. I don't know if they ever fully explain why it stopped. I'm assuming just technology in the walls. Yeah, despite the fact that I've done a full playthrough on this one, I'm not going to spoil too much. As we hop off a... Oh. JS Express shipping manifest. Go there, stay on the roads, deliver, unload. Okay, I want to look at this a little bit. So one thing I did not realize with this one is that you started a van. Can I turn the radio off? Oh, looks like I can't. Well, this also means that I don't need to worry about too much else. But yeah, you start in a delivery van that came off of a ferry. Little details that I'd missed the first time I'd play this. First or second, I think I went through this intro twice. For the demo and then for the actual, like, for my first video on this. Because I guess if you're not familiar with my channel, I do first impressions videos over on WanderBots. And usually I don't go past just because the way YouTube works, Let's Plays are kind of dead. Hence why this is siloed on a separate channel where it's not affecting me algorithmically as much. Oh, it's C for wipers. I never actually did look into what other... Oh, it's Z for lights. That would have helped me a lot. Let's see. But yeah, so I did a first impressions video of this. Loved it, but never went further because it didn't do super well on the main channel, so it just didn't seem like it was worth investing the time, because this is like a 30 to 80 hour experience depending on how completionist you want to be. I think it took me 30 hours with the DLC, which actually was pretty short compared to most people. But for me, I was just cruising ahead to the end, and I had also turned off most degradation, so like the car would repair itself to full. Whenever I got back to the gas station, so I don't have to worry about maintenance. Grinding for resources and repair is annoying. I know it's supposed to be kind of part of the game, that it's like, oh, you're supposed to be scavenging for resources to keep everything in tip-top shape, but, you know, for me that's just time waste. I'd rather focus on the actual gameplay. Sometimes more survival-y mechanics make sense, if it's like a more survival-y game, but for a game like this, I kind of want to just see, explore, enjoy, and then ultimately be done with it. But yeah, so I had then recorded a video on the DLC because Kepler Interactive had reached out and or asked for me to do a sponsored video on it. And I loved it so much that I actually sat down to record like 3 or 4 more videos just to see more of it. And then I said, wait, at this point I should actually just turn this into a series. But at that point I was like 5-6 hours in, and stay on the roads, can't do. Got it. Well, I mean, I guess it's a dirt road. But so I was like 6 hours in, sunk cost fallacy, didn't want to start over, hence why this is chronologically the last video that I'm recording on this game. Hopefully that explains why. It shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, so the wall is not actually preventing the anomalies from getting out. If you notice, there was like a little blorble going on, you know, gravity's getting a little funky in this area. And maybe just reality gets kind of funky out here, but gosh, you think you'd probably be trying harder to contain this if it keeps spreading. I'm trying to think of other games and media that have had exclusion zones, you know, some kind of SCP anomaly that has taken over a region of the world and is... I guess I'm thinking of Pacific Rim, funnily enough. Well, that's not a good sign. Yeah, I think if I were the government, I'd be trying to maybe stop that. But then again, I'm also not the government. Our government kind of sucks at managing these disasters now that I'm thinking about it. So of course they'd put up a big wall and not think about it. Once again, Pacific Rim, that was the entire premise of it. Put up a giant wall and hope it would keep the beasties out, which did not work. Anyway, whoopsie, we are now in the Pacific Exclusion Zone. I don't think we're making that delivery after all. Yeah, I did not realize that the initial vehicle you're driving was a van. I just thought you started in the station wagon, but no, it makes perfect sense. I think these are the pieces of the van you came in on. Yeah, the red panels and everything. Luckily, I don't think you can actually take damage here. Hot dust is usually kind of bad for you, but not that bad. But I also don't have any radiation resistance at the moment. I do wonder if you can die in this intro sequence. Not that I'm actually actively going to try. However, oh, F. Wait, you can kick? That is... I think that is literally the first and only time I've pressed that button in this playthrough.
Could have sworn never mind.
Talking car?
Francis, the radar's acting up again. You were supposed to tune up this piece of junk years ago.
What a quaint little car.
Wait, is that... Oh, the signal. Yes, it's back. It's back. This is Tobias Barlow and Francis Cook, located in mid-zone Sector B. Do you read me? I'm picking up your distress signal in the outer zone. It looks like you're somewhere around Sector E. Hey, Francis, come here. Yes, it's urgent. Leave that interferometer alone for a second. Something is out there.
Oh, that's nice that this comes with a compass already.
Hey, do you copy? Hello? Hello? Is this thing working?
They don't have a transmitter. We won't hear a thing back.
Huh. But if they're stranded, could they, they're from outside? They're a breacher? Hey, how did you get through the barrier wall? No one's gotten into the zone in ages and lived to tell about it.
And if we don't get them to safety, this one won't either.
That's a good point. Hey, you're in serious danger. The instability's closing in, and it's gonna scramble you quicker than beef in a blender. Your closest shelter is a few miles east. Get there however you can, and be quick about it.
This is such a good intro. Like, just that level of, like, immediate mystery and slight eeriness.
Oh, the phone. There it is again, that blip on the spectrometer. I've seen that waveform before, but where? No kidding. Could it be? A remnant?
That can't be. There hasn't been one in decades.
Look at that spectral fingerprint and tell me that doesn't match the remnants exactly.
No. What we should be looking at is how fast this creature seems to be moving.
Huh. You know, if I didn't know better, I'd say they're going about the speed of a... No way. No way. Do not tell me. They found a remnant and it's a car this time? Holy cripes. No one's had working wheels in here for ages. Boy, I'd kill to know how a combustion engine's still chugging away out there.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, the breacher needs to get to safety. Then we can look into whether that car is a remnant or not.
In my heart of hearts, I already know. They're back, baby. When you find that shelter, go on and let yourself in. Oppie ain't gonna like you poking around in there, but better to face a bad side than let the zone eat you alive.
Oh, we're just already here. Oh, that's easy. I think this car is falling apart. I think we lost a tire there. I'm gonna just park it right here. Not like this is gonna cause any major lasting damage to the car. Alright, turn it off. Everything good? Yep. Find a way into the building. Let's see, that's locked. That's locked. I don't have a pry bar. Can't do anything else with. If you're wondering why this is highlighted, I have a bunch of accessibility options on. One of which highlights findable loot. Unfortunately, can't get in there anytime soon. What's the breaker switch? Oh, this. I had like 3 carrot sticks. Why am I having hiccups? Freaking scam.
Oh, God. Who's there? Oh, the shop. God, it's been breached. You've got 5 seconds to get the hell out before I... Ow! Oh, my head. It's an emergency broadcast.
Hello, attention. This message is for Dr. Ophelia Turner. We've sent a breacher to your garage on, official zone business. Now, we have it on very good authority that this person is in possession of a remnant, which has taken the form of a car, and, well,
Get off the remnant thing. She's not gonna care.
Right, like I said, super official zone business. Protocol, demands that you keep them alive until we can get them to safety. Now, if you do not comply, I will occupy this broadcast channel with a recitation of the entire collection of poems I've personally written. That's 10 years and 17 volumes and...
Don't let that voice get like a nail gun to the skull. So, another breacher, huh? How do you outsiders not understand that Arda didn't build that 300-meter wall out there for fun? Unless you're one of the unfortunates who got zapped through. Wait, I just remembered. I don't give a damn why or how you got here. You're trespassing, and I'd kindly like you to get the hell out of my zone. Oh, God, unfortunately, the barrier wall is as fortified against breachers trying to get in as it is against anyone or anything trying to leave. We have to find you a way out. So you might as well start by fixing up that car. Just don't break anything in my shop with those soft hands of yours.
Isn't the car in? There we go. Fortunately, we lost the wheel a fair bit back, but that's fine. Yeah, I turned on the highlighting because this game can get kind of dark and it's a little difficult to actually see where things are. And I'm all about accessibility settings that make my life just a little bit easier. You know, I don't need to make the game strictly easier, I just need it to not waste my time or become an annoyance. Okay, blueprint, screwed door. Okay, gather items from the abandoned car behind the garage. Check my checklist. Oh, I see. Wants me to make a pry bar first. Or just get one. And I'm so used to just having this stuff already. It's gonna throw me off. Search the dumpster. Thank you, friendly dumpster. Okay, and then we can just scrap this car for bits. I really love games that involve... It's not a plasma scrapper. Oh no. I really love games that involve recycling. This is gonna sound silly. But there's just a certain level of, like, satisfaction of going and, like, going into a location, finding a bunch of bits. I can actually... Oh, I can't scan things yet. Finding resources and things, some of which you might have to, like, break into component parts and then using them to build something else. There's just a zen-ishness to that I absolutely adore. Oh, did I not get the rest of the panel? Suppose not. Okay. That's about everything we can possibly make. Okay. Yelling at me, but opening. Well, there's the car, kind of. We're still missing a panel and a back thing. But that's okay. Spare tire. Actually, don't think we need the spare tire in retrospect. Okay. Everything with repair putty, because, oh gosh, this car has seen not even better days. This car is, like, on its last legs. Your bumper's okay. It's still missing a fair bit of stuff. Let's see. The tires themselves are looking fine, though that one could use some work. Oh, it won't let me scan things yet. Now it will. So now I have to make a sealing kit. Okay. Repair the flat by using... crafting it or replace it with a spare one in the locker. Can I actually make a sealing kit? I can. That's a mechanic's kit. Sealing kit. There we go. Okay. Do I actually... Yeah, I do have the mechanic kit already. Scan it. It does kind of amuse me that the mechanics kit immediately just shatters into pieces after using it. It wants me to get the cardboard boxes. As well actually just pre-fuel... Oh, it won't let me pre-fuel this. Dang, tutorial being on rails. It's fine.
Oh, there's a little prototype of mine in the garage. The ARC device.
Yeah, hook it up to
This
your car
beauty
when
won't just be your
wherever it
tour
will
guide.
fit.
It's your North Star and the only way back to safety. Heck, you should consider it the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit if you plan on staying alive. That's how important this thing will be to you. Yes, that's my very own invention. I'll tell you more about it if you live long enough to use it.
Okay, pick up the gear blueprint by the front garage door. There we go. Might have another one? Maybe. Alright, impact hammer. Use the pump to fill the fuel tank. I kind of wish they gave me all of these objectives kind of simultaneously so I could do them all in order. Once again, having plenty of experience with this, I do get a little impatient doing tutorials with... especially when I already know what I'm doing, but when it's specifically so on rails that I have to, like, follow their steps exactly.
Take a look at the projector against the wall. This is the zone. Within these borders, all matter has lost the ability to hold a constant physical state. What that means is the shape, size, and makeup of just about everything constantly changes. A mile of grass can turn into 10 miles of swamp in the blink of an eye, and it does. Constantly. It's caused by something we call instability. We're completely surrounded by it, and once you've watched it chew through entire mountain ranges, you'll understand that you don't want to get anywhere near it. We can only survive in here within pockets of stability. That's what you're standing in now. And that's what you're seeing mapped on the route planner. If we're going to find you a way out of the zone, you'll need to build a new antenna. Until then, you won't be able to detect stabilized routes beyond your immediate area. So, you've got to go hunting for parts, and that means taking a drive. Go on, pick a route. The arc device in your car will then show you where you need to go. Off you go. Make a left out of the garage and follow the access road.
Yeah, do I have anything? No. Yeah, I can't even make an impact hammer. Well, that's tricky. This thing really could use some more repairs, but hey, not much I can do with it. I guess we're only missing a couple of bits. Still dire. Not keen on it. And because this is technically a throwaway save file, puts us in kind of an... Okay, is it C? Yeah. Puts us in kind of an interesting situation here where, I don't need to fix this car because this is not the car we're going to be sticking with. Or the save file or anything. I think the first time I played this, I was definitely like, okay, I'm going to scrap everything, gather every single bit, and here I'm just going to be like, wahoo! Going as hard and fast as I possibly can. And that's fine. Yeah, so...
Okay, newbie. I'll keep this simple. Don't want to overwhelm that little brain of yours. You'll need a few things to rebuild the antenna at the garage. First on the list is plasma. The woods are littered with plasma generators.
Look for a research trailer or a spark tower. That's those antenna things zapping you when you get too close. Both are always accompanied by plasma generators. The arc device is picking up on some plasma generators nearby. Your headset has a built-in scanner. Use it on the plasma generator, and it'll figure out the tools you need.
Grab the flare. Yeah, we're just gonna grab everything. I might actually be able to make the requisite parts. Yeah, I might be able to make the requisite parts to fix up the car just in the back. But do I still have some repair putty? I do. Yeah, the tire could use it. Not that spare tires are particularly amazing. Yeah, headlight. Oh, we straight up just don't have one. Okay. So let's go back here. Let's move everything over. Yeah, one thing I absolutely adore about this game. Oh, we definitely don't need those. Let's see. Impact hammer. Gas cylinders. Not enough total resources. We're fine. Do I need to have this in my inventory? Oh, I see. No, we just have to make them here. And yeah, I could make another scrapper, but I'll leave it for a second. Yeah, later on you get the ability to craft components without having to like swap around. You can just be like, oh, I need more gears, and just make it there in place. I don't remember what the requirement is for that. I think it's just like a blueprint that I pick up. Or it's just a workbench requirement and nothing more. I do not know, do not remember. And it's fine. I might as well scan one of these. But yeah, like I said, there's just something really satisfying about like exploring an area and seeing all the recyclable bits. I was saying I could use a hand vac on that. Huh. Was not aware that was a thing. Okay, so we can... Yeah, we should be able to make what I need. Impact hammer. I'll get another scrapper, because I think my current scrapper is not long for this world. Oh, might as well scan it.
Looks like it's ripe for the picking. Can't get at it with your hands, though. An impact hammer will do the trick.
Way ahead of you. And we might as well just grab everything while we're here. Let's see. Might as well scan these. Not that it makes that big of a deal. The upgraded version of this, the plasma scrapper, just sends everything straight to your inventory. And I will tell you now, once you have that, you really don't want to go back. Fool that I am, it took me forever to actually pick that one up, but it's fine. There's a extensive unlock system in this game that is very fun to play around with, but it does take a lot of runs before you can unlock anything and everything.
Look at you, out in the zone all on your own. They grow up so fast, don't they? And Oppie, back at the helm. Been a long time, old gal. Didn't think we'd, talk again after that whole Sasquatch incident.
Yes, I was hoping to go another decade without hearing your voice again. What, did you finally talk Francis to death?
Hello to you too, Oppie. And no, I'm still here.
One thing they never did was they never actually showed where these people live. They just said they live in pockets of stability. I legitimately have no idea where Oppie is. I was assuming she was just in the gas station, but if she is, she certainly never shows up. Can I kick this fence? I can kick this fence. That's fun. I've been given a superpower that means nothing. Because you can also use a handy scrapper to just scrap them instead. Okay. Boy, I wish I was powerful enough to kick a fence down at full tilt. Do I? Would that actually benefit me in any way, shape, or form? No. No, it would not. Okay. I need more plasma. Still, this should be enough that I can replace all the car parts. I'd like to look into new types of tires, but I don't think we have the blueprints for that. Yeah, just spare tires. Oh, let's make a crude headlight. Yeah, what did that require? Ah, road flares. We're fine. Crude door. Okay, so we're missing 2 panels. Let's get those built. So, while your inventory can only hold one of them, you can hold the other in your hands. It'll have like a little marker saying like, hey, you're not actually, this isn't in your backpack, so be wary. Because if you hop in your car, you will drop it. Alright, so far so good. Now we just want to keep an eye out for a plasma tower to get the... Oh, right, we're getting materials for an antenna. That's the deal. Now, no, we want to go this way around. Might as well grab the plasma while we're here, though we do want to park a little ways away, because I think these things zap your car. I literally have never given them the chance to do so. Because, that would be dumb.
Hey, driver, I bet you're dying to hear all about the remnants by now.
Oh, can you not? I'm a little busy trying to keep them alive.
I'll keep to the basics, I promise. They deserve to know what they're getting into.
Fine. I'm giving you 60 seconds.
That is not nearly enough time to get...
55 seconds and counting.
Okay. The remnants, in short, they're old objects that do all sorts of weird things. They bind themselves to people, and you're the latest victim. You and the car are inseparable now, so get acquainted. Once the remnant is bound to someone, they become gradually more obsessed with it. It takes over the victim's mind, until they go crazy and run off into the zone with it. Nope.
Well, it looks like you're near one of the old guerrilla radio stations. That ought to be prime pickings for antenna parts. I've loaded its approximate location to your map. Look for an antenna tower up on a hill somewhere.
I went too far. Oh, it's okay. We can easily go back to this. Into wilderness, right for picking. Nope. Back at the helm? Okay, here it is.
Hey, driver, I bet you're dying to hear all about the remnants by now.
Oh, can you not? I'm a little busy trying to keep them alive.
I'll keep to the basics, I promise.
They deserve to know what they're getting into.
Fine. I'm giving you 60 seconds.
That is not nearly enough time to get...
55 seconds and counting.
Okay. The remnants, in short, they're old objects that do all sorts of weird things. They bind themselves to people, and you're the latest victim. You and the car are inseparable now, so get acquainted. Once the remnant is bound to someone, they become gradually more obsessed with it. It takes over the victim's mind, until they go crazy and run off into the zone with it. No one has ever been able to resist its
Siren call. That fixation is probably worming its way into your brain as we speak. This is the first time we've ever got our hands on one. But we know all about the past remnants, and oh gosh, this one time it materialized as an old copper kettle, and the tea that came out of that thing, it was...
And now I'm splitting the transmissions going to your receiver. Anything critical to your immediate needs will broadcast directly and immediately to your radio and headset. Anything not mission critical will be on a low priority frequency. Those transmissions will be recorded and indexed for you to listen to at your leisure. And by low priority, I mean just about everything that comes out of Tobias's mouth.
Mean.
Oh, my, where are our manners? Driver, we never introduced ourselves. Not really. Tobias Barlow, former Artem maintenance manager. Oh, and, here with me is Dr. Francis Cook.
I was a R&D scientist researching limb technology right here in the zone.
We live right in the mid-zone, just a hop, skip, and a jump over another big old wall from where you're at. Oh, and that old bat over there? That's Dr. Ophelia Turner, former director of research and development herself. The mother of limb technology, the maven of electromagnetism.
That's enough.
Resident party pooper.
If you're like me and bad at subtext, they are, Tobias and Francis are romantically entangled. I was not aware of that for like 90% of this game. And then one of my, ooh, something's up with one of my tires. One of my fans was like, hey, are they together? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. It's like it's flat. Okay, can I make a sealing kit? I swear. Oh, probably clear up my inventory a bit. I don't think I had nearly this much, like, damage. I can put that away for the time being. I guess I might as well talk about this thing. This is an abductor. They are floating little jerks. You know what? We could do this. Let's go say hi to it. Let's see if it actually figures out or spots me. If it doesn't, awesome. If it does, okay. No, missed me entirely. They've got weird sight ranges. Not bad. Like actually fairly easy to avoid. But if they spot you, they drag you off. We might get caught by one, we might not. But they are, I would say, the primary early villains of this game. There's a lot of ways you can take damage, but abductors are definitely like the worst among them. Anything else? Like I really, truly do not need to loot this much because well, I mean, one, the main playthrough is going to be on a completely different save file. And so any items I get here doesn't actually really make a long-term difference. But it's still kind of worth it. I don't think I know how to make a steel door yet. Could work on that. We can keep going. I'll hop out and zap this. Well, do we need to? No, I think we can actually just avoid that. We don't need to mess with it. I might need plasma for some things, but once again, don't particularly need it right now, so we might as well keep going. But yeah, so if an abductor grabs you, it just hits you with a like a little magnet coming off the bottom, and then it'll drag you into trees or other anomalies and stuff. It can get really stinky, actually. What are we doing on fuel? Oh, we're fine. I don't need to stop at the gas station for anything. Yeah, I also have this, like, little fuel can that I can just kind of bring out and use, but we've barely used any fuel. And then I can bring it over here if I really want to, and, well, forget it. I think I have to, like, drop it on the ground. But there we go. Surprisingly, for a game about road tripping, you don't actually spend that much time managing your fuel. You do, but at least in my my playthrough, my strategy, I kind of just stack gas cans like crazy. And to the point where it's just like, oh, I'm running out of gas. Let me stop for a second. All right, we're good. I think I could see other playthroughs that are a little bit less prepared, or they want to focus on other things. You might notice we are actually taking some damage. We're at like 80% health. That's not really a big deal. We can easily heal that back up as soon as we go back to the station. We also have like canned food and all sorts of other goodies. So I'm going to be very blasé about the damage I'm taking. For an SCP kind of horror-y game, you're actually very rarely in any meaningful danger. Which is something I appreciate dearly. Yeah, we can just have canned food. I don't think there's anything else to eat, but canned food heals you for 8 and gives you a piece of scrap metal. So, like to hold on to that. Here, I'm actually going to scrap this real quick. There we go. Now, the one resource I'm always going to need oodles of: duct tape, rubber, and scrap metal. We need so much scrap metal. So, worth going out of our way for a lot of that. Because if anything breaks, I can replace the part. And also, just like most of the new tech that we can pick up over the course of this playthrough is going to require some amount of scrap metal. Or things that you make with scrap metal, namely steel sheets. But I'm not going to go out of my way too far to scrap cars. It's always worth it to stop to, like, scrap a couple of them just to give you enough parts. I usually don't plan around... Wait, I don't need that. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we need to get up to the top of this hill. I'm in park. We need to get it up to the top of this hill. And I'm going to try going the back way. I don't think I can go directly up. Rock faces tend to be impossible to climb, especially with the terrible... yeah, we have like 0 traction. Spare tires are exceptionally terrible. And we also have like the basic carbureted engine, which is not particularly powerful. Later on, you can get better tires and better engines that can actually handle hills, no problem. And better bumpers that can just crunch through a tree and laugh at them. At least bushes don't cause too much of an issue. Usually I just follow the road, but here I wanted to see if I could shortcut, because it's a long looping drive to get into this place. Come on, you're right there. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We just need a little bit more oomph. Yeah, we got it. We're good. Save me some time. I'm gonna throw this in park. Let's see if I can actually cheat. Aha. Yep, so I can just warp my car up. Alright, is this the thing I'm supposed to interact with? Looks like it. Broadcast
Time to get moving.
transmitter.
The instability's ticking up by the second. But you can't get back the way you came. The instability makes all routes one way. And that's where my Octavice comes into play. It'll get you back to the garage, but it needs to be charged first. And to do that, you'll need anchors. Take a look at the Octavice display. It maps all anchors in the nearby area. Find an anchor and feed it to the Octavice to charge it.
But don't you worry your pretty little head about how it works. You'll be out of here soon, so there's no reason to learn more about limb technology than you need to know.
Okay. So, I'm going to take a shortcut. The thing is, like, almost all of the surface damage that I take here can be repaired with repair putty. As long as they don't break apart, it can be just fixed with a shellac and nothing more. So that puts me in a position where I can be kind of unkind to this vehicle, which I feel kind of bad about, but still. Okay, let's not go all the way back for that one. That one's kind of annoying, but we can go over here and get this one. So the little yellow dots on this map are anchors. Taking an anchor does not destabilize the zone in a way that, like, makes you need to panic. However, it usually does pull a couple of anomalies into your area. Sometimes... Oh, hello.
Hey, Hoppy, like...
Those anchors may look like glowing balls of magic, but it's limb tech through and through. Don't be scared. They haven't exploded in anyone's face recently.
Okay. Let's see. Remnants. For the picking. Is it antenna parts? Auto shop. Is it the zone? No. What was the thing he was gonna say? Uh-oh. I actually don't know if I have the audio log. These are all just tapes. Well, whatever Francis wanted, or Tobias wanted to say, we don't have it. Oh boy, I'm just being bullied. Yeah, so those are the... Damn. Oh, maybe that was it. Back of the helm, tiny test. Okay, here we go. Who's this one?
Hey, Hoppy, like, look, I keep thinking, the way you're helping our friend here right now seems positively helpful. Seems like me, you're looking to turn a new leaf or something?
The only thing I want to look at is a 12-year-old whiskey. And the back of this breacher's head when I send them packing.
But isn't it worth taking a detour to run just a tiny little test?
Can't think of a worse way to spend my time.
Please. I've seen you manipulate waveforms with your right hand and knock back a double with your left. Or am I to understand you've lost your touch?
What I'm understanding is that you won't shut the hell up until I test this remnant.
Yep.
Fine, stop crowding my frequency.
What? Wait, really? Hoppy, darling, you never give in this easily. What's going on?
Francis?
Yes?
How have you not thrown him to the bunnies by now?
80 years old and only getting sharper by the day.
You're a legend. A role model.
I'm giving you 10 seconds to get out of my...
Okay, we're signing off.
Hey, driver, good luck out there. And watch out for the bunnies. They are a doozy.
They are, in fact. I should actually scan one of these. If you're wondering why I'm running for this rather than parking my car next to it, the anomalies that pop up almost always pop up near where you pick up the anchor. They will chase you a little bit. But if you park your car far enough away, you can kind of insulate yourself from whatever bad things pop up as a result of picking these things up. Like, earlier when we got tossed around a bunch by shifting... Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to scan all of these things. It doesn't matter that much. Don't... Trust me, we will scan more of them later. It's just easy to forget. Oh, speaking of scanning, there we go. I think these are just, like, little logbook things that tell you about them, but it's all, like, flavor text. There's a lot of flavor text in this game. Like, more than I'm going to read. But it's fun to have it there all the same. I guess I could actually run back and quick scan one of them, because it's all the same thing. There's, like, more dangerous variants. Here's son. Bullards. So, yeah, it's like... just people talking
the
about
device is
them.
charged and ready. You'll use it to
Open a gateway back to the garage, but it will immediately collapse the stability around you. So only activate when you're absolutely ready to leave. You do not want to get caught in the storm that follows.
Whee! Alright. So, earlier I had mentioned this was an extraction
You see that
roguelike.
glowing pillar into the sky? Drive into it. Yes, it looks like hot death, but it's so much better than getting scrambled by the instability.
This is what I mean. So, extraction roguelikes are ones where, or roguelites, are ones where you specifically have to escape to be able to get whatever loot and resources, experience, and so on and so forth. You know, otherwise you lose everything. This one's a little bit friendly. Specifically, you can change a bunch of settings so that you can actually keep everything, or your car parts don't even break or anything like that. But I like this because, yeah, you have to do this, like, mad dash for freedom at the very end. Thing is, like, you really don't need to care until that red circle encloses you. And even then, all that does is it just causes more anomalies to hit you, and also a lot of radiation, which that's bad. And you want to avoid that.
Oh, well. You're alive. We're certain if the zone didn't get you, that gateway would.
Did I not mention that you're the first human I've sent through that thing? I mean, there've been rodents, but it's not like it's completely untested. But anyway, it worked. So, you should have made it back with everything you collected out there. That's the beauty of the gateway. It's the only way to get back with all your marbles intact. Now, take those parts you found into the back room. I'll let you use my fabrication station. For now. That station will concoct ways for you to rig up anything from roof racks to flare guns. Assembling an antenna with those parts you brought back should be easy as pie, but it requires anchor juice to work its magic, so bring back as many as you can. And just because I haven't used that garage in decades doesn't mean you can trash the place. Mess up my equipment and I'll throw you to the anomalies so quick you'll get whiplash. We clear?
Oh, I don't have the deco station. Can I put these things in here? No, it's fine. We will get way more storage as we go along. Let's see. Speaking of, I'm just going to pull out all this junk. I'll move it over here. This one thing that I absolutely adore about this game is that it does... Okay, we want the transmitter. It does do area crafting, so as long as something is in the garage, I can use it for crafting. It means I can offload everything and not have to worry about stuff. Alright, go put this antenna up. I don't think there's a reason for me to stick around. I don't think I need to press any buttons up here.
Antenna signals coming through loud and clear. Give it a moment to initialize.
Let's see. Install hardware. Okay, get the handbrake from the backroom storage locker. Gets me some extra stuff. We do have another shop vac, but I don't think I really need one of those.
Make sure to empty your trunk before heading back out. You'll need the space.
Is that it? Now, I think I can just use this thing to hoover up anything on the floor, and it'll plunk it out
Patched. Everything's in working shape, more or less.
in the trunk.
I've
Or
hooked
no, it
up the
doesn't.
antenna to the route planner. Give it a look after you're done peeping through my garage.
Okay, so it wants me to get a battery jumper, which, as of yet, haven't needed those. I think I went my entire playthrough without using one. Okay, so before I do anything else, we can do some things here. Oh, I need 4 gears. I might be able to make them. And this is why we salvage a gazillion things. Because yeah, we're going to want the matter deconstructor. This lets me get rid of old parts, things that we don't need, all sorts of garbage. What other things can I make? So an expanded locker gives me a little bit more space, but I need steel sheets. If I want to make steel sheets, we're going to need to research them. They're here. I mean, I suppose so. So now we know how to make bulbs. And steel sheets. Yeah, this is why you want to go for as much of those anchors as you possibly can get, as it's how you unlock all the new tech. So this will give me some more crafting, some more storage space, which is kind of good. This lets me actually put on, like, get a bigger backpack and get protective gear for myself. I might look into... So we can afford to get one thing. I have 1 steel panel for crude, 1 door for crude. I think panels are going to be a little bit more valuable than doors. Let's go back here. I'm just going to research how to make a steel panel. Okay, let's see if I can actually make them. Yes, so now I can do this. We can make exactly 1 for now. Oh, that's good to know. I guess I'll just rip this one off. Nice part is you can just huck it into the matter deconstructor. Okay. If I don't whiff it. Wham. No, really? Okay, so this must be an upgrade. Well, I guess I can just dunk it. That's a shame. There we go. Gives me a little bit of steel, not particularly good, but so be it. And we can take all the extra stuff. Speaking of extra stuff, we have a spare tire that we don't need. And we also have a crude panel and a crude bumper that I can get rid of. I'm just going to see if I can hoard just a little bit more stuff here. Just in case I can make another panel. Because we kind of want to have a better car. Okay. Drop that. Toss that over there. Maybe I should have thought about bumpers, but it's fine. Okay, snag the rest of these. I'm just going to toss it in here. So what do I need? Oh, we also have a dumpster pearl. These are just kind of little loot boxes. Including a bunch of steel sheets. Well, that should actually give me enough that I can get the 2 remaining steel panels to beef up my car. In retrospect, maybe what I should have done was actually... Oh, what am I doing? What I should have done was probably gone for better wheels more than anything else. I just like the car looking nice on a cosmetic level, but hey. Okay. Steel panel. Inventory is full. Yep, missing that one there. Alright. Oh, we don't even have a rear bumper. Frankly, I don't know if we need one. Okay, tank is about as filled as I'm going to get it. Okay. Slap this on. This is a reference to Ultros, which is one of my favorite Metroidvanias to come out in the last couple of years. Unlike this one, I don't think I'm going to do a series on Ultros. I would like to. It's an incredibly good game. The problem with Ultros is that it is hard, and I don't do great commentary when I'm, like, focused. So, yeah, we're just going to fill those in. I'm not going to put any decor on crude bits, because we're not going to be keeping those. Okay, so other thing I'm going to need before we go anywhere is another pry bar. Because this one is very much on its last legs. I don't really know if it was worth scrapping it. You get resources proportional to how much is left, And... okay, good. There we go. So if you've got like an almost broken thing, you don't get much out of it. Alright, find your way into town.
Ready to make this remnant verification a one-and-done thing? I'm sending you to visit Colossal Cappy. If that old anomaly doesn't induce electromagnetic resonance in your car, then we're free from
Tobias's fever dreams and we can get you out of here. With that antenna fixed, you can now detect stabilized road junctions in the outer zone.
You've got a stable route heading straight to Cappy's front door, but the energy readings are off the roof. I advise you not to take the zone lightly. You better gear up or you may not survive the trip. Which would make my life easier, so your call.
Saying bring cosmetic items back to the garage to equip them, but I think we need the cosmetic thing. There's like a cosmetic, let's see, changeability, handbrake. There we go. We need the actual cosmetic station to be able to do anything with it. Yeah, so this is where I think we started the next mission. And then I didn't finish it. Part of the reason why I'm re-recording this video is because, yeah, I didn't actually record the end of this mission. And so I can't use my old footage. Because I'd have to, like, start over. Oh, they just give you a bunch of perpetual stability. That's nice. So every junction, every one of these, like, explorable locations has a modifier on it. Some of them are kind of nasty, like you just drain fuel, or all water is acid, or there's something out to get you, or something like that. Weirdly enough, there's something moving in the zone modifier. I've never actually had that do anything to me. Which is very funny. Because it's supposed to be spooky and I just don't even know what it means. Maybe it's bunnies, maybe there's just more things. God damn, these tires are atrocious. This is why I was like, oh, maybe I should have actually gotten better tires instead of the panels.
Oh, you know what my favorite remnant was?
The record player. You remember, Francis? You play records normally, but then...
Every now and then you hear weird voices. Like that one time it was my 5th grade lunch lady.
This again.
You know, the sooner I get this out of my system, the sooner you can have some peace and quiet.
Fine.
Hey, atta girl. Oh, boy. Hey, driver, listen. Of all the legends, of all the stories that have spawned in the zone, trust me, there are so many. Remnants, one of the best.
I'll start from the beginning. In 1964, strange objects began appearing throughout the zone. They were shabby, cast-off things that were imbued with strange properties. A broken microwave that froze food instead of warming it. A rusty can of paint that produced every color in existence. Always so out of place that people were irresistibly drawn to them.
Yeah, you know, like a mysterious car in the forest, right?
Okay. This abductor might grab me. Yeah, they're almost assuredly going to. Yep. So here's the fun fact about abductors. They're not actually that spooky. They can be if you're not paying attention. But if you throw your car into park...
Tobias mentioned that the remnants bind themselves to people, like the cars done with you, and how that led to obsession. These obsessions always started innocently, a sudden interest in model train sets or collecting old road signs. The objects themselves would exhibit anomalous properties, but what didn't in the zone, right? That in itself wasn't cause for alarm. But these fixations would only grow worse, until its victims could think of nothing else but the remnant. And they always ended with spiraling into madness and disappearing in a mad chase after something. Sorry, driver, it doesn't sound fun, but better to know what you're up against.
Could the remnant's victims still be out there somewhere? I mean, we never heard from them again, but it doesn't mean they all died, right?
If the madness didn't kill them, then the zone did. Anyway, it's been 20 years since the last remnant sighting. We thought they were long gone.
Until you found the car.
Well, this guy's gonna be kind of rude. So, the one problem, specifically with this car, that makes the abductors actually dangerous, at least at this stage of the game, is that your ability to resist an abductor scales based on your road traction. So if you got bad tires, it doesn't work great.
I wonder if you're already feeling the remnants effects, driver. Have you been fixating on the car, maybe?
If only we knew where remnants came from. Then we'd have a place to start on how to help you. This is no typical anomaly.
Right, yeah. The anomalies we know, they're creepy, crawly, and weird. Like visible manifestations.
The remnants were the only ones that wormed its way into your brain. There's something much, much more.
Okay, so we've got a bunch of lefty-righties, or whatever those things are called. They mess with your controls and make it kind of hard to drive. I'm gonna see if I can skirt around him. Fortunately, a car with bad traction also bad traction, bad bumper means we're gonna have some trouble dealing with driving through the woods. Okay. I think we are... Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna go grab the other one. We're not gonna stop for resources. But we need to have a certain amount of energy, arc energy or whatever, to actually be able to leave. I don't know if that actually hooked onto me. Whoop! I did not realize there were two of them. I was hoping I could just zoom right by because they were going kind of slow. I was wrong. But not that wrong. Oops. Okay. I think this is a good point where I can just turn around. It's much easier to kind of spin out here with really bad traction on my tires. Alright, good to go. We can just snag this. Because, yeah, we don't need resources, unless, of course, something goes wrong with the car that I have to fix, at which point, oh boy, I'm going to have to go scrap some things. But I'm hoping we can get through this without, because if I can get to the end of this, we can just dive straight into the rest of the game. Let's see. I don't want to say it's like driving a rental car. When you know your real car is at home, so why do you care? But no, you do actually care about driving a rental car. Oh, would I say it's like renting a game from Blockbuster? No, that doesn't even track. That's also, like, old. When was the last time Blockbuster was relevant for 90% of people? Mid-2000s, maybe? I don't remember the last time I rented anything from Blockbuster. That was one of the bunnies, by the way. Yeah. So I moved to Massachusetts in 2003. We didn't have a Blockbuster in the area, to my knowledge. Prior to that, I lived in North Carolina for like 9 months. We had a Blockbuster within easy walking distance, so that was kind of nice to walk to. But it was right next to a GameStop, and so for me, I didn't rent a whole lot of movies because I'm not that big of a movie guy. Because of Shell, my wife, I'm more of a movie guy now just because, you know, it's something for us to do together. And she has a bunch of movies that she watched when she was younger that she either wants to watch again or share with me. And so as a result, I've become somewhat more of a movie guy than I used to be. But for me, going into Blockbuster, you know, it was like $5-6 to rent a game. Neat. But the GameStop next door was like $10-15 to buy the same game used. So we just would usually go into the GameStop and buy a game instead. The only time I actually cared about Blockbuster, I think, was when I was in California in the late 90s, early 2000s. Because you could walk into Blockbuster and they'd have all the new games and movies and whatnot. And so it was like, yeah, sure, let's go rent something for like a couple of bucks. This is before digital distribution. Gosh, this feels weird to explain. But like, it wasn't until consoles started getting internet access that you actually were able to try and or just download anything. Otherwise, you had to get it physically. I'm assuming most people watching this are old enough to know these things. But for the handful of possible youngsters that didn't have to deal with this, yeah, you actually had to physically go get video games rather than being able to just download them, and that included rentals. And it was kind of nice. There was a ritual to it. You rented a game and you played the shit out of it, even if it was bad.
God, Sierra. Never wanted to think about this place ever again. Head toward town. Colossal Cappy is smack dab in the middle of where Sierra used to be. You can't miss it.
I think this is actually my favorite level in the game. Some of these maps, well, okay, I think all of the maps are kind of hand-designed, but they just slap.
Is there a reason you're driving straight towards the largest honking anomaly in the zone?
You wanted to know if there's a speck of remnant energy in that car? This is how you do it.
You're using Cappy to amplify the remnant signal. That's insane.
These guys are fun. They're tourists. Let's see if I can... Really? Damn. I was really hoping I could bonk into them. If you run into them, they explode. I've never done it. Oh, we might as well scan this. So this is an abandoned squire. They're the higher tier cars. You can actually get some really good stuff off of them. And good materials, so they're like the one thing that I will stop for. Because yeah, I can get an armored door here, which means getting steel panels and other resources that I might not actually be able to find normally. They might have hamstrung in them at this point in the game. Nope, there it is. Yeah, thermostat crystals are hard to find early, to my knowledge. Okay, well, what if I hucked a pry bar at it? Really? Bonk. Bonk. Okay, that hurt a little. But yeah, that's what they do. They also will pop up randomly behind you. And so, like, it's very easy to run into them by accident. I haven't done it before. But be prepared to be jump scared by them a lot if you decide to pick up and play this game, or even watching this series. But they kind of dip off after you're done with the first zone. But yeah, I think this is my favorite zone that I've been to in this game, oddly enough.
Driver, are you sure about this?
Well, they'll be fine.
It's not fine. Look at those radiation spikes that Colossal Cappy's still giving off after all these years. To achieve any sort of resonance, the driver's going to have to get right up against Cappy.
I get you, Francis, but Oppie's got a point. Any remnant energy lingering in the car is too weak to detect with conventional methods.
Really? You're gonna take her side?
This isn't about sides. That's a good plan.
I won't risk someone's life just so we can log another remnant sighting.
The driver can make their own decision. I'm not forcing them to do anything. For all I care, they can lay down and wait until the instability takes them. That would get them out of my hair much faster than all of these shenanigans.
Okay. Oh, what was I going to talk about? Oh, I was talking about Blockbuster and renting games and whatnot. I don't know, there's just a charm to it. A ritual of, like, finding something, even if it was bad, and playing the heck out of it because you didn't have a choice. You know, this was the game that you'd paid money for, rented, and you have a time limit on it, so of course you're going to try and play through as much as you possibly can. And unfortunately, like, even back then for older games, it still took longer than a week to beat most games. Sometimes you could pull it off, but rarely. And luckily, every once in a while, Blockbuster would have the game for, like, sale used, so you could buy, like, a somewhat scuffed copy of whatever game they don't want to carry anymore. Which was nice, but ultimately I just preferred to get stuff from GameStop because it was usually a little bit nicer. I'm going to grab these anchors here. I don't actually know if we have to warp out of here, but I want to be able to do so comfortably. But, so, at least on my end, ooh, one of these things. At least on my end, whenever I'd rent a game, I wouldn't treat the game bad, but I certainly wouldn't play it with the intention of beating it. The hydrated gold shell. So gold shells are like little loot boxy things, but you have to find sufficient water to be able to open them up. So I don't think the rain is good enough. You'd see that little white bar below the lock opening up. So we got to find like a deep puddle or body of water to be able to put that through, which we don't have nearby. Just move that over for the time being. And so, yeah, at least on my end, oof, this is going to be mean. I hate these things. Makes the car freak out for a little while. And can drive you into bad stuff. Not always, but sometimes. Okay, now... One problem is I think I'm above where I need to be. We're actually going to go downhill. It should be fine. Okay, there's the stability, and then we can drive over to that. That's a hell of a lot of tourists. But yeah, so usually whenever I'd rent a game, rather than focusing on beating it, I was just focused on enjoying it as much as possible, screwing around and goofing, rather than playing like, well, yeah, so notice how they've parked themselves in such a good way that if I drive forward, my car gets exploded. Tourists are rude little dudes. Okay, so now I can hit an exit, but we can also drive straight through this thing.
Huh, no response. Maybe you need to get closer to Cappy's core way up there. Can you find a way to higher ground?
Yeah, so driving through this, I haven't scanned it. Hot dust is an area of radiation that'll burn the car. I actually didn't realize the car took radiation damage, for the most part. Because usually radiation is just damaging to me as a person. Okay. I don't see an easy way to get up here. If I had better tires, we could do this. But that's too sheer. Okay. I guess I should turn my lights on. What am I thinking? Yeah, we're just gonna have to zoom through this. And loop around. Where even am I? I have no idea. Oh, I'm here. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it up to that other marker. Oh, this is actually clean. I thought I'd have to do some more work to get into this. Wow, this map. First time I ever came through here, I kind of zoomed through it and just focused on the objectives. This map has like an insane amount of good resources had I been paying any attention. Like lead platelets and a bunch of lights and tons of lootable locations. And instead...
Car's still not close enough to Cappy.
What now?
How about, launching the car into Cappy's core?
I'm sorry. What?
It's simple. The driver jumps the car into the heart of the anomaly, and if I time it right, I'll open the gateway and extract them.
And if you don't?
I've run some calculations. I think it should be fine. Anyway, it's like they always say. What's an experiment without some risk of total annihilation?
Who says that exactly?
In no way, shape, or form should we be doing this.
Well, but you know, if it's the only way, yeah, you got this, kid, for it.
I love these characters. This is very mild. I don't want to say spoilers for this game. I think one of my only complaints that I really had about Pacific Drive was just that these characters did not get as much screen time as I wanted. That I legitimately wish...
Anytime now, Oppie!
Huh. I didn't notice that line. Ophelia, my love, is that you? That's fun foreshadowing. I'm not going to talk about that one. But yeah, if you're not well, that cracked my windshield.
Damn it, you piece of crap. Come back on already. Can you hear me? Cappy fried my transmission systems.
Thought I lost you for a moment. Well, it all worked out, didn't it? The gateway got you out, and it looks like the Arc device is still intact with all the data it's recorded from your drive. And my plan worked. Cappy amplified the car signal and it matches. Looks like Tobias and Francis found their remnant after all. Unfortunately, what they've been saying is true. The remnants drive their victims mad. Maybe that car, having sat dormant for this long, will give you a little more time. I'm sorry, I don't have better news for you. I'm still game to get you out of here. The faster you leave, the longer you'll have to enjoy the rest of your sanity. None of the routes you've mapped so far leads to a way out. Why don't you head back out and chart some more? You can get in touch with Tobias and Francis while you're out there.
All right. We might as well go for an expanded locker. I just need a couple of steel sheets for this. Though I am actually running out of resources. I guess this is what I get for not looting things. It's fine. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, we're making good time. And now I have a much bigger locker. Here's the thing, there's an even bigger version of the locker called the pneumatic locker that just has unlimited space, but we're going to need to make a bunch of these before I can possibly do that. So that's going to work. Or take some work. What I really wanted to do was get summer tire, off-road tire. I don't know which of these I'm going to be able to make. I might not even have the resources for it right now, but God, having better tires makes a difference. A better engine would be good too, but leave that for later. Okay. I think the rest of this is fine. Let's see what I can make tire-wise. Yeah. Can't do it. Need more scrap metal. So if I hadn't gone for the... Well, I mean, there's 1, 2. Wait. We might be good. I just remembered this thing resets every time we come back through. As just, like, small amounts of bonus materials. If I want to be able to build some more parts. Because I'd very much like to be able to have good tires. Just in case I need to do another mission. Either way. Unless I'm forgetting and I actually went further before I actually started, I think we're pretty close to a good stopping point on this video. I will have to check. There might be one more before we actually catch up to quote-unquote where I started this series. This is the first and last time I think I'm ever going to do this. Let's check that. So it just wants me to fill the tank. I really like the auto prep your car. And like repair everything. I recognize that that does make life a little too easy for me, but it also, it solves so many problems. Makes it so I don't have to do nearly as much like management between runs, and saves me some resources to cut down on the grind. I don't know if that's for everybody, but at least for me, I don't know, getting enough resources is not hugely my focus. So do we want to get summer tires? Summer tires are good on roads, but terrible on everything else. No, we're going to go for off-road tires. Looks like it can get 2. Thing about the car... Oh, summer tires, but... Or no, that's a spare tire. Spare tires are bad. They have, like, almost no traction. We're just going to dunk that. So, like all station wagons at the time, these are rear-wheel drive. Is this a spare tire? No, it's a summer tire. But because this is rear-wheel drive, it means putting the off-road tires on the back should give us enough oomph to get up most hills and whatnot. It might slow us down a little bit on like roadways, but literally it's only for roadways. Everything else, off-road tires are superior. There's all-terrain tires, which are my favorite, and then, like, puncture-proof ones. Then there's, like, power tires, but we're not messing with those. Okay, I was wrong. We have to do exactly this take another drive, which should be nice and easy. All we have to do is just go wherever this wants me to go. Does it even say anything on where to go? So I could scan over here, go this direction. I hate this region, though. The burnt-out region is just mean. We kind of want to go this direction. Let's go over here. That'll give me the most amount of access. And be nice and short. Did I clear all this out? Oh, I do have the gold shell. We don't need that. I can deal with that later. Med kits, jumper kit, everything is good. Well, actually, this is going to bug me layout-wise. There we go. That feels tidier. And this is going to be nice and quick because, once again, don't really need any of the materials on this one. The biggest slowdown playing Pacific Drive is stopping at every single one of the points of interest to scrap them. Unfortunately, one of the things that you will very much notice is that it is a lot of the same points of interest, the same trailers, the same cabins, the same towers, and not much else. One of my biggest complaints about this game very much is just that it's such a good framework, it's such a good foundation for an incredible experience. It just didn't actually have enough variety to really hold itself for, like, a 30-hour experience. But I still had a lot of fun. So, like, this is literally the same map as the last time, just backwards. It's fine. Now, I think they might be hopping on the radio. I think it was supposed to be Tobias and Francis talking to me about things, but maybe they won't. Yep, that's a new friend. A couple of friends, actually. So this is going to zap the car. So these are Minutemen. They show up to zap me. And then this is a wriggling wreck, which also shows up to zap me. There's a lot of zapping involved. Each of the regions in this game have kind of their own elemental theme, I guess I would say. So the outer zone that we're currently in is a lot of electricity. There's other things, but it's a lot of electricity. Radiation like hot dust and whatnot, that's a little bit more everywhere. But for the most part, like, the hazards you run into, the bunnies, the Minutemen, the...
Holy moly, are you kidding me right now? Uppy, you saw it too, didn't you? Tell me you saw it too.
Saw what?
What do you mean, what? Hallucinations, like the ones from 1961.
It happened again. Just a quick blip, like blinking your... Wait, you didn't see it?
I was in a total blackout. Colossal Cappy fried my systems.
Right, because sending the driver headfirst into Cappy didn't work out like you said it would. Big surprise.
Oh, spare me, Francis. The driver's alive and your remnants verified. Isn't that all you wanted? Now, why are you two yapping about the mass hallucination?
When Cappy amplified the remnant signal, it triggered another hallucination event, but it only lasted 3 seconds this time. And not only that, we picked up that its source was northwest of us, specifically...
Yeah, somewhere in the deep zone.
That's impossible. It's been...
40 years.
I actually really do appreciate replaying through the intro of this. Second time around. Because there's a lot of stuff you don't pick up on. The first time around, you know, them talking about this mass hallucination event and whatnot. I think I just wasn't paying it as much attention as I should have. I think I was just along for the ride and, like, scrapping and enjoying the gameplay. I almost kind of wish more games would do this, where the first, like, hour or two is more gameplay than story.
Not all. This hallucination wave that triggered, we picked up its waveform. And it turns out it's equal and opposite to the remnants waveform. They're paired signals. It means they're related. And what's more, if we bring that car to whatever this mass hallucination source is, we have a chance of nullifying the remnant and breaking its bond with the driver. A simple destructive interference.
This is insane. After all this time, we find a remnant, lean on the mass hallucinations of 61, and a possible way to free the driver? Pinch me, Francis, because this is the best thing that's happened in decades, just when things were getting dull.
The remnants. It was the key to the mass hallucination. This whole time.
Yes, and you nearly destroyed it.
I need to go.
This is huge, Francis! We have so much work to do!
I know. I've already pulled every report on the mass hallucination event.
Driver, listen, you stay safe out there. We'll report back to you once we've gone through all of this data. There's a lot of it. And be careful. Oppie's not in her right mind, okay? So, watch yourself.
Let's see. Just have that, and then we can turn around. I don't think they have anything else to say. I think they'll talk to us when we get back to the station. But that'll be it. Maybe part of the other reason why replaying this is kind of nice is because, yeah, the last time I played this mission was a year and a half ago. Before I'd actually, like, sit down to finish the whole game, and so I'd forgotten a lot of the details. And so I kind of, like, disconnected from the original, like, why are we even doing any of this? And so now that I've been paying attention to this dialogue, it's like, oh, yeah, this actually does kind of come in a full circle way. I'll talk about that after we're done. I always kind of wish more games would do that. Give you a reason to, like, replay even just the first hour. Well, I don't know. That's something I always kind of wish for in more games, is the ability to New Game Plus and have the story change. I recognize that that's, like, a huge amount of work and undertaking for almost any game developer. We should probably stop for this. We've got one of these right here. It's like the easiest exit ever. Look at this. Normally you have to kind of go way out of your way, but every once in a while you get lucky and one of the exit points is like smack dab in the middle of the road, so you just drive through it and not even care. The yellow markers are not even going to get to us before this hits, which is going to be nice. Just a nice, easy exit. That took literally 7 minutes. Yeah, if you're not stopping to scrap things, this is actually a really short game. Comparatively.
I owe you an apology.
I screwed up. I nearly got you killed. The things I used to calculate as easily as turning a screwdriver, they're foggy now. The numbers don't work themselves out like they used to. I haven't been myself for a long time, but I haven't needed to be. It's been me and this cursed place I created and nothing else for decades. But now, knowing that whatever caused the mass hallucination is still out there, I need to know what it is and why the remnants are connected to it. Francis was right about the remnant and the mass hallucination's paired signals. If we can get them together, maybe they'll cancel each other out and you'll be free. It's a shaky theory at best, but it's the only lead we've got for now. You can do nothing and twiddle your thumbs until that remnant drives you mad. Or, if you're willing to work with me, I'll give you the best chance to survive this thing. Think it through. And fix up your car while you're doing it. You'll need to for whatever you decide from here. Are you making use of my fabrication
Driver, I'm sorry to interrupt. I know you've got a lot on your plate, but if you get a moment, I sent you something through the pneumotubes. Think of it as a personal project. It's not urgent.
I was not expecting him to interrupt her. And I have no idea where this is. The auto shop? Maybe I just have to wait for a second. Oh, right. Closing out of that. Well, I guess
Thank
we're just
you.
gonna snag this.
I won't waste your time, I promise. I just would like to put a suspicion to rest. A while ago, I found out about something Oppie had been working on. She told me she was trying to map out or at least track unreachable areas within the zone. The instability constantly scrambles the landscape, so the method to even map destabilized areas has to be dynamic to stay accurate. Her working theory was that if you could trace the physical matter itself, you could determine a stable layout and a path to it. I don't know what state her prototype is in now. I don't think she ever got it working. But I think I have my own working theory. I know there's a lot happening, so I'll save the details for later. But if you could just help me out, it'd mean a lot to me. You have to understand, Oppie would never work with anyone on this, let alone me. And I just have a hunch. Look around for the machine. She called it the Zeddy system. Huh? She keeps everything, so it has to be somewhere in that garage. Probably. When you find it, go on and install the hardware I sent you. That should get it up and running, and that should connect me.
So this is the, like, actual kind of roguelike-y mode that was added as a later update.
Well, this is quite different. No wonder Oppie abandoned this. The source of this data is quite old, but with my additions, it does seem to have updated the locations when you booted it up. This isn't the kind of map Oppie talked about wanting to make, but I think we can make this work to track a specific location despite the instability. This will be similar to planning a route, but it might be a challenge, driver. I'm really not sure what to expect.
If you're ready to do this with me, here's a spot of good news. We aren't completely helpless when it comes to the instability. Back when the zone was active, we built ways to get where we needed to go. I need you to head back towards Sierra. But don't worry, I won't make you jump into Cappy again. When you're feeling up for it, take the route back to Sierra. I'll tell you what's next once you're there. The mass hallucination. I can't believe it happened again. I can't believe I missed it.
Okay, we good? So can I actually check the... log? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so this is the one that I'd missed. Using the fabrication station to fix up the junker. Should while I'm in the mood to allow it. There's a test track behind the garage if you need to take anything for a spin. Alright, so I think that's it. I think we're all good. So check the route planner. So we do have the mysterious signal. This gets us to the DLC. I will be doing that later. On a personal level, okay. Yeah, so this is where we need to go to continue the story. We'll be doing that next. DLC we will be doing somewhere around like episode 9, 10, somewhere in there. I will say, if you were playing this game for the first time, I actually might recommend doing the mysterious signal first. This is going to sound wild and stupid, but the DLC has no real plot connection to the main game, and you can get some really nice things. They're artifacts that specifically have randomized bonuses. So, specifically, if your headlights are off, your engine is stronger. If you're going downhill, your engine is stronger. If you're in water, you regenerate fuel. If your battery is charging, it also repairs the car. Stuff like that. There's some really useful little artifacts that you can find over the course of the DLC, and you bring them back with you, and then you can use them in the main game freely. Normally, when you're playing the DLC, you can only have a certain amount equipped, otherwise the big bad monsters will start hunting you faster anyway. And so you can't use the artifacts as much as you want in the DLC. You can, but there's risks. But if you can bring those back into the base game with you, it gives you a lot of boosts. It also gets you a ton of resources, you know, just stopping by to scrap things and whatnot. And so if you want the biggest and best leg up for playing through the rest of this game, do the DLC almost immediately and then get back to the plot. Probably. DLC is about maybe 10 hours long, give or take. And then you can go back to the main game and have just a huge boost going into it without actually being like, oh, this spoiled things. Because it's completely different characters, completely different lore, story, and everything. Even the locations are kind of different, so you don't get too spoiled on that either. So, like, I guess the second zone in the DLC is the same as the second zone in the base game. But the first zone is always dark. And the third zone is super mountainous and tricky to navigate, and so it ends up feeling fairly fresh and different. But obviously you can also do it in any order. You can do the DLC after even beating the main game, and it's still perfectly cromulent. We will get to that when we get to that. But for now, I guess we're going to move on to stabilizing a way through. Technically back in time for me, so some of the commentary might be a little disjointed for a little bit. I promise I will not do this normally. This is just a side effect of me recording these games years ago for a first impressions video, and then dearly wanting to come back for more at a later date, and then doing so slightly impatiently. For now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh, right, and of course, I might as well mention Pacific Drive is available now on Steam and PlayStation, so if you do actually want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It is a good time. I have some complaints about the game that I will talk about at the very, very, very end, but that does not get in the way of this being a very good experience, a lot of fun, and one of the more unique experiences I've had in gaming in a very long time. And so I highly recommend it. But for now, I guess if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more games like it, hit subscribe. I don't know, my outro is all sorts of scuffed. I'm going to be doing series like this one where I pick one game, play through it, daily episodes until it's done. Whole thing pre-recorded, so there are no interruptions. And then we'll move on to the next. I might have these available members only eventually. I will have to figure that one out because well, I already have memberships on the Wanderbots channel, and I don't necessarily want to force people to have, like, multiple memberships, but also the memberships are like $1, so maybe it's not a big deal. You guys can weigh in. I don't think I will do it for this one, but maybe later on it's something we can consider. Just so you can pre-watch all the 20-something videos that I've recorded on this all at once, rather than having to wait. But for now, I guess thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and hope you enjoy this one, because I certainly did.